Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We give thanks to Allah. We ask His blessing on Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, his household companions and non-Muslim. Inshallah, to round off our class on Tamyeez, we want to look at a very important topic, and that is الفرق بين الحال والتمييز. Difference between Haal and Tamyeez. We see that many times students who are up and coming, they do find challenges they do have challenges in identifying the differences between Hal and Tamyeez. Why? Because there are some similarities. One of them is that a Hal that is mufrad, that is a Hal that is not a sentence, that just a single word, a Hal that is a single word, and a Tamyeez, they are both always in what? In nasb state. They are always, most times, mansub. Do we get? Another is that many times when you see your hal, that is mufrad, and tamyiz also, they do tend to be what? Nakra. Tend to be in nakra state, like those examples you have written down here. The third is that when you see each of them, they're also a fadla. What do we mean by fadla? Fadla are words that come after, when your sentence is already complete, they are coming after to come and give more value to your words, to your sentence. Those are those things we refer to as fadla. We all know Tamyeez is a fadla, Hal is also a fadla. So look at, they have three things in common among other things. So if this is occurring, it makes a lot of people to not to really get it and find challenges in identifying them. But if you have been following the class and explanation, you'll have gotten. So today we just make more example to make us understand. So they have differences. The first is on their definitions. You can see it is written here, Al-Hal tubayyinu ayhata sahibiha hina wuku'il fi'l. Al-Hal, Hal, tubayyinu, it explains what? Ayhata sahibiha. What the Haal is trying to explain, that we call the sahibul Hal. The Haal comes to explain it. Hina wuku'il fi'l, at the time the verb is occurring. So the sahibul Hal, the Haal will come and tell you the state which it is at the time the verb is occurring. For instance, look at this statement, akala zaidun ta'ama qa'idan. So this Hal, which is qa'idan, it is referring back to who? To Zaid. So at the time of eating, Zaid was in his what? In a sitting position. So akala zaidun ta'ama qa'idan. Zaid ate the food while sitting. So you can see the Hal. It is explaining what? The state which Zaid is at the time he is eating the food. So it talks about the state or the condition which the sahibul Hal is. Now let us look at Tamyeez. Wabayna what Tamyeezu yuzilul gumuda. Tamyeez will remove what? The ambiguity, or yuzilul maza al ibham. It will come and it comes to remove ambiguity, fima qabla, of what is before it. Meaning that your sentence is already complete, but it's coming to what? To come and give value. The same way, look at this Hal now. Akala zaidun ta'ama. If this qa'idan is not there, this statement is complete. But the qa'idan come and give us the state of the sahibul Hal. Also, this is our Tamyeez too. Look at it. Akala zaidun talata. If I stop at talata, this will mean that what? Zaid ate 3. Zaid ate 3. So the next question you ask is 3 what? So you can see that if we stop here, this statement grammatically is correct. Do we get now? It is correct grammatically. If I say akala zaidun salata, it is correct grammatically, but it is ambiguous. It is ambiguous. We have not gotten the words. It is still ambiguous. Do you get now? So what comes to clear the ambiguity is the word, is the tufahat, which is our Tamyeez. So that's why let's look at the definition again. Say at-tamyizu yuzilu li-gumuda. It helps us to remove the words, the ambiguity, fima qabla, of what you have seen before. So you can see akala zaidun salata, and this now gives to far. Let's look at another example of another Tamyeez we have written. It says Rasulullah, the messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, afdalun nasi, is the best of people. Now the question is best of people in what? Do we get now? So see our Tamyeez come, he said kolikon wa kolikon. Do you get now? Kolikon in what? In creation. Is the best in terms of creation. Wa kolukon. It's also the best in type of what? Character. So you can see. So that means the Tamyeez help us clear what? The ambiguity that we have before. Do we understand? So that is why they say at-tamyizu yuzilul gumuda fi ma qablahu. So that is that. Now let's look at the second point. That's the first on the definition. Let's look at another one. It said al-halu mufradatu wasfun ghaliban. So hal mufrad, your hal that is singular. That's your single hal. That's the one that is most occurring. That's why I write that. Wasfun ghaliban. Most time it's always an adjective. If you see in our previous class, we have discussed al-awsafu sabun. Those things that mostly come as what? As wasfu. So it says wasfun ghaliban. It's adjective most time. That means it's mushtakum is always derived. Those 7 things we have mentioned that we use like ismul fa'il, ismul maf'ul, sifatu mushabbaha, ismul tazkir asluhu, mukabbiruhu maza, mukabbiruhu wasfun. Also we have ismu mansub, the one that have yahu nisba with it. We also have what? Ismu mubalagha and ismu tabdil. Those are the 7. So that's how the addu come most times if it is in a single word. Walakin tamyiz or jamidun fil ghalib. But if it is tamyiz, most times tamyiz are static noun. Most times static noun. Noun that are static, like they are not a wasfu, they are not adjectives. Like stick, like book, like hair, like house. Those are what tamyiz are most times. But this one, they are mostly your adjectives if it is hal. So let's look at example. You can see here, say akala zaidun ta'ama qa'idan. Zaid ate while what? While sitting. You can see that this qa'idan is what? Is ismul fa'il, is a wasfu. If you press your use the official dictionary, for instance, verbis, and you press qa'idan, you see that it will put adj, meaning adjective there. So let's look at this. Akala zaidun thalasa tufahat. You can see that tufahat is apple. Apple is what? A jamid now. Do we understand? Apple is a what? A jamid now. So that is the second point we are looking at. Now the third is, so this is another example. Zaidun min al-madrasati raqidan masruran. Can see this ismul fa'il, a wasfu. This is ismul maf'ul, which is also an adjective. Can we see? Now let's look at this tamyiz. Rasulullah afdalun nas khaliqan wa kulqan. Khaliq, behavior, static noun, a jamid. Khaliqan, creation, as a creature. That's a static noun. So that's a jamid. Kulukon, behavior. That is also a word, a jamid word. It's not a derivative, it's a jamid. This also kulukon. Do you understand? Now that's on that. So let's look at another point again. Point 3. It said al-halu tujibu an kaifa wa tamyiz tujibu an madha. So another thing you can see is that what is the question Hal is answering? What is the question Tamyeez is what is answering? Hal will answer the question of what? Kaifa. Tamyeez will answer the question of what? Mada. Let's look at the examples we have written. These are our 2 examples, this here and these 2. Akala zaidun ta'ama. So I can ask that. Kaifa akala zaidun at-ta'ama. How did this Zaid eat his food? The answer is what? Qa'idan. So it comes to answer what? The question of what? Kaifa. If I just say akala zaidun ta'am, somebody can ask that. Kaifa akala zaidun ta'am. Do you get? So that's when this qa'idan will come to answer it. So qa'idan, telling us the hal, the kayfiyatu akli zaidin. Do you get now? Let's look at this. Akala zaidun thalatha. If you stop here now, for instance. So this is akala zaidun thalatha. Zaid ate 3. So 3 words. That's the question of what? Mother akala mother and Zaid. So 3 words did he eat? So the answer is what? Akala zaidun thalasa tufahat. Do you guess now? So 3 words, 3 apples. So it comes to answer the question of what? Mother. Kini nkan to jẹ yẹn? So let's look at this now. Zaidun min al-madrasati. Zaid returned from the madrasa. Kayfa Ada Zaidun min al-madrasa. How did he return? What way? So the answer is what? Raqidan, while running, masruran, while being happy. So it answered the question of what? Kaifa. Look at this now. This it's for a Tamyeez. Yeah. Rasulullah afdalun nas. Do you get now? The Prophet of Allah is the best of what? The best of the people. So the question is the question of what here too also? Mother. في ماذا يكون رسول الله أفضل الناس? In what is the Prophet the best of people? In what? So it is what? خلقا وماذا وخلقا. In what? In khaliq, in what? In being a creature is afdal of them. Also in khulqan, also in character, in his behavior. So you can see. So that is that. Another is hal. So that's that. The next is this fourth one. Say al-halu mufradatun. Wa qad takunu ghayra mufradatin. So we shorten this because of the board. So hal is mufrad. Can we see? Hal mufradatun. That means hal. Most times it comes as a single word, as a single word. Do you get now? وَقَدْ يَكُونُ sometimes قَدْ يَكُونُ مَاذَا غَيْرَ مُفْرَدٍ. Can also be a non-mufrad, like can be a phrasal word, a phrasal entity. Can also come as what? As jumla to fi'liya or jumla to ماذا? Jumla to ismiya. That's why we said that our hal can be mufrada, it can be shibu. If you check the previous class, it can be shibu with jumla, and can also be what? Jumla to fi'liya or jumla to ماذا? Jumla to ismiya. وَبَيْنَمَا التَّمْيِيزُ مُفْرَدٌ غَالِبًا. But tamyiz most times, like it is very rare, you see tamyiz that is not what? Is not mufrad. Tamyiz is always what? Mufradun غَالِبًا. So you can see to Fahad, we have here to what? Kolikon, sorry. We have to Fahad and we have Kolikon, we have Kolikon. So that is that. So the last point we are taking, among the points we found the most essential, تتعدد حال بدون واو العطف أما التمييز فيتعدد بالواو. When we want to mention more than one hal in a sentence, we want to mention more than one hal in a sentence, we will not use what? Waw al-atf. You can see this example now. But when you want to mention more than one tamyiz, you add a what? A wa to it. So if you see, perhaps you see two hal coming, you see two hal in your sentence, do you get now? And wow is being added. So you not say that hal, but you say the first is hal, while the others are what? They are artful. Do you get now? Like Allah say, Inna arsalnaka bashirun shahidan wa mubashirun wa nadhiran wa what? Wa da'iyan ila Allah bi'iznihi wa sirajan muniran. So those everything that come after, they are also hal, but they will be before they are artful. Do you get now? So because on the general, when you have ta'addudul hal, multiple hal, there will be no words. What will ask in between them? But if it is for your tamyiz, you have multiple tamyiz. For instance, you know this hal is going back to Zaid, is describing Zaid, so there will be no what will ask here. But for your tamyiz, you have what you need to add a wa to it. That's one of their differences. So say, "Ana Zaid min al-madrasati raqidan masruran." Zaid returned from the masjid raqidan, and from the madrasa, from the school, running and what? And being what? In a happy state. Let's look at this. Rasulullah afdalun nasi khaliqan wa khulqan is the best of humans in creation, wa khulqan, and is what? In character. So you can see that you have what? One will atfi in between them. So that's what you just take quickly. There's also some other points also, but these are the most important ones. We are very hopeful that by watching this will increase our knowledge on Hal and other previous videos. So let's try to watch, like, and share, and also share to others. So soon as some lesson notes will be sent to the comment section. Ensure you also join our Telegram page. Very, very important. May Allah accept it from us as an act of ibadah. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Wassalamu alaikum.